Here is the welding area at Mixxer. In this video, we'll talk about MIG welding. When preparing to weld, be sure to wear natural fibers, long pants, and closed boots. Safety equipment is available for all members to use and will protect from UV rays and third-degree burns. There are gloves and jackets in 2 sizes, as well as 2 different styles of welding helmets available. Let's take a closer look at the helmets. The same controls are on both styles, just in different locations. On the black model, the darkness of the screen is controlled by the knob on the outside. 9 is the least dark and is the setting to use for MIG welding. The inside knobs control sensitivity and delay. To begin, set both controls in the center position pointing straight up. If you notice your helmet going dark when you don't want it to, you can decrease the sensitivity, or if you're seeing too much flash, you can increase the sensitivity. Delay refers to the time between the brightness from welding ending and the helmet returning to its resting state. This delay will allow a moment for the glow from the hot metal to subside before the helmet's protection stops. Now, putting the helmet on, the band should rest horizontally above the eyebrows and be snug enough to raise and lower the shield without slipping. Push in and turn the knob on the headband to resize. The other style of welding helmet has the same settings, but they are all on the inside of the helmet. Set shade to 9, sensitivity and delay in the center of their range. With your safety equipment ready, adjust any fans so they're not blowing on your welding area and arrange the yellow screens to protect the vision of others in the shop. Then set up your work area, placing your materials on the table and attaching the ground lead from the welder to the metal you are working on. The large magnets and clamps in the welding area can be used to get the best work angles for your project. Each station also has a multi-tool that can be used to pick up hot materials, unscrew and clean the nozzle, cut your wire to the correct length, and hammer impurities off your weld. The MIG welding machines have slight differences, but you follow the same steps for using each of them. First, turn on the main power switch. This switch may be in the rear of some units. Be sure there are no people in front of the gas valve as you open it. Then adjust the pressure to 20 to 30 psi, indicated by the black Sharpie marks on the dial. The correct setting has been marked on the pressure dial for each machine. Wire speed and voltage settings will vary depending on the project. Use the chart inside the panel of each machine to determine the correct specifications. Note that all Mixxer machines use carbon dioxide and argon gas, along with wire sized 0.030 in diameter. And they're using mild steel wire for welding mild steel. For fine-tuning, remember that thicker metal generally requires more voltage, and higher voltage requires more wire speed. Balancing voltage and speed to melt the welding wire into your weld area requires some experience, which is what you will get as you practice welding. Now that you are set up, you can begin welding. Before you pull the trigger, remember to lower your helmet shield. Hold the wire tip of the torch on the place you want to weld with about 1/4 inch of wire exposed. The technique to practice as a beginner is pulling the torch towards you while moving the tip in a small overlapping circle. Listen for a steady sizzle sound to indicate that the settings and technique are correct. Making adjustments as needed. To shut down the MIG welder, close the gas valve on the top of the tank. Turn the knob on the front of the gas regulator counterclockwise to release any internal pressure on the regulator. Switch the machine power switch to off. Leave any hot metal on the welding table. Do not place hot metal in a trash can or container made of materials that will burn. and sweep the welding table and floor around the table to remove metal dust created during the welding process. A few final helpful tips. The secret to welding is controlling the heat in the base metal and the welding wire. Perform welds in small sections so heat has time to dissipate. And always remember to reach out to staff and other community members for assistance. We look forward to seeing your projects.